Okay, welcome everyone to Drink While You Think, our first episode of 2020. Trying to get the rhythm going, trying to get back on top of things.
I know. I've been sick. I apologize.
Yeah, I know you've been sick. How long have you been sick?
I've been sick. I'm on day 17. I got sick on the first and was down hard 4 days, and it's not been the same. But as New Year's resolutions go, I mean, everybody else had a weight loss goal. I already crushed that for everybody. So
How much are you down?
I'm down 10 pounds in 17 days. So.
Woo. Wow. Well, one of the things that's probably been helping you is the fact that we haven't been doing Drink While You Think, because
Yeah.
did I hear correctly? I don't. Okay, it's time for you to reveal. What are you drinking today? Because I'm very curious.
Well, this will be the first time I haven't had a drink this year.
Wow.
So I'm gonna try.
Is this put you on the floor here?
I got this for my birthday from one of my wonderful neighbors.
What is it? It's kind of.
This is you can't see. This is the Game of Thrones.
Oh.
My watch has ended. It's the Imperial Brown Ale brewed with maple syrup and I don't know what that is. Fenugreek. I don't know what fenugreek is.
That's probably something that only grows in Westeros. Actually, probably only grows near up near the wall, right?
Yeah.
It's
So
part of the Night's
a
Watch.
very dark, very dark beer.
Jon Snow would approve of it, right?
Yeah.
So.
John would approve. So I'm Matthew, that's Kenji, and I'm
sorry, I forgot about that. And that beer was brewed by Jon Snow. So sorry, we're a little out of practice. I'm gonna look your beer up here in a minute. I've been being a real nerd, and I've been using like a beer app. So just trying to remember like what I've had to drink. So I'm trying to drink something different each time. So I'll have to look yours up and tell you what kind of rating and things yours has. I don't know if I've done this one before. I feel like I might have, but have I done this one before?
I don't remember. I've had that one though. That's a lager, right?
It is I'll read the description. It's a pale ale, American pale ale. This is the ATL Easy Ale. How nice is that? It's a light, crisp beer. It's easy to enjoy.
That's the one that makes the emergency drinking beer, right? Same company?
Wild Heaven over in Avondale. So,
Avondale States.
I can't remember if the story behind this one is like they brewed this for. I feel like there's some tie to Atlanta United, our soccer team, maybe, but I don't know. It's cool. Yeah. It is cool. The fact that I can do this, the A-Town down sign, and have a beer is good. So I've had this before. I liked it.
That's awesome. Well, Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year. How was your Jon Snow beer after you haven't had a beer in 17 days?
My taste buds still aren't the same. So it was really good on my birthday.
Oh, so you've had it
before? Yeah. This is what's left from my birthday. So.
Wait a minute. This is beer like that you opened up and
yeah, I have a little stopper in it. I'm trying to work on it. There's no other beer in my house, dude. I haven't had any alcohol in my house in 3 weeks.
I know you got wine there. I do know that.
Oh, we do have wine here. That's right.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's maybe why it tastes a little bit different because it's been open for 2.5 weeks. But that's beside the point.
Well, if it's going to be wasted on me, it might as well be wasted on me.
Oh, well. Again, I think Jon Snow and the Night's Watchman might be a little bit disappointed in you, but okay, you got to do what you got to do. Okay, well, let's kick it off. You know where I was last weekend?
You went to Vegas, right?
Vegas, dude. Vegas, baby.
With Rochelle's company.
Yeah, so my wife's company does a annual trip as a full company. You can get to bring a +1, which is kind of a really cool concept. And so this is our first year at the company. And so in years past, they've done cruises. And this is their first year doing Vegas. They do a lot of cool, the company's called Dragon Army. They do a lot of cool work. It's a digital agency. So they're out for CES, which is one of the big Consumer Electronics Show out in Vegas. A lot of them were out there for that, so they just tapped it on. So it was pretty cool. It was a kind of interesting event. I will admit, I was looking at it through the lens of, we just did our first big all company kind of couple day meeting, and I was like, I wonder if I can imagine a QWERTYCon ever being in Las Vegas. I don't know. After coming away from it, I'm like, I don't know. That's kind of our vibe.
It wasn't the vibe of QWERTYCon #1. So
No, it was not. Who knows? Maybe in later years. But what's your take on Vegas? I mean, do you enjoy it? Is it kind of one of those places where it's like, what do you think about it?
Oh, I think Vegas is a great place. I mean, it has something for everything. You know, you get great shows, you get great food. I think it's probably, I think I'd like to go on a couples. I mean, because I think we eat really well. And when we've been before, I don't gamble as much because, you know, when I gamble in like long stretches, it feels like. Sit down.
What do you normally do when you're there? Sorry.
The only thing I've ever won money at is poker. Everything else I just give. I donate a lot of money at the craps table. I donate money at the blackjack table. I don't really play much else other than poker.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think that one of these we had
a sports book on the time when you bailed on us.
Yeah.
Real fun experience. I had to get that in.
That is fun. I did okay there this past weekend in the sports book. The only bet I lost was my emotional bet on my own basketball team. So that's where I lost. That's where you always go wrong on the emotional bets. But yeah,
Demon Deacons let you down.
The Demon Deacons let me down. I should have bet on Baylor though. But yeah, it was good. It was interesting kind of getting to experience different companies, kind of culture and things like that. I went last night also too to one of our clients' news story. And they actually are starting to do, it's kind of a cool concept of they are doing quarterly now, like these hiring kind of meetings. So they just invite people in their office. They bring a bunch of pizza and drinks and things. And like they spend an hour and they tell you about their culture and like what they do. And they walk you through their hiring process. And I think they put it out a week ago and they had 150 people sign up for it.
Wow.
So I'm like, wow, that was interesting. I don't know that I was work for all of us accountants, but it's kind of a cool concept. And I don't know, it's been kind of fun to see other companies, the way they think about culture and things. But I guess finishing up on Vegas, a lot of people out there probably don't know this about you. Well, maybe from watching some of this, but you're pretty good when it comes to certain aspects of Vegas, like, you know, certain sports betting. And so I always think that from an NFL perspective, you have a pretty good idea of the line. So I'll ask you this. Have you looked at, so you have the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship this weekend.
I have not
seen the lines.
I have not seen the lines.
Okay, so would you like to go ahead, start with NFC matchup, right? You know that matchup? That's Green Bay at San Francisco. Tell me what you think the line is.
Well, if I was setting it, I would set it like San Francisco 3.5. You know, at this point, everybody's dead even. But I think the line, everybody's been so bold on San Francisco this year and so down on Green Bay. Yeah. I think it's like San Francisco 6.5. That would be my guess.
Let's take a look and see. We'll use try to see here. Oh, come on, screen sharing. There we go. ESPN.com says 7.5.
7.5?
7.5. Not bad. Not bad. Pretty close, within a point. Okay, what about I won't click it yet, but what do you think about the AFC matchup? That is Tennessee at Kansas City, the Chiefs.
Oh, I see. There's another good one. I think this will be worse. I think Tennessee should be a bigger dog than Green Bay going into San Fran, especially at Kansas City with that offense. So I'm going to say KC 9.5.
Okay. You're going to be a little disappointed in this one, but
I don't know. Tennessee's had that huge rush. Like they're going to be crazy.
Only 7. So actually it's less of a line. Whoops, can you see that? The line is lower by a half point in the AFC Championship. I'm a little surprised by that too. Gosh, sorry. I'm a little
So
surprised.
I do better with the Falcons games. You can tell people.
Well, you do better. You do pretty well overall. I think the playoff lines get a little weird to me, right? I mean, I think you get more of the actual kind of just non-gambling public kind of looking at it.
Yeah.
And I think the lines move a little bit differently than they do kind of just regular week to week. That's.
So
I'm not going to ding you too much, but that's probably the most I've seen you ever be off by 2.5 points.
So Kansas City's hard one though, because they're so explosive. But Tennessee's been blowing everybody up. Just keeping the ball out of everybody's hands. There's a low possession game. That makes sense. But if you're following me, then I guess you take Kansas City and Green Bay.
Right.
If you're a gambler. So
there you go.
We're giving advice now here.
I was going to say, we're not only giving you accounting advice, we're giving you gambling advice, sports gambling advice. I mean, what else can we do for people?
So I have a question for you, and I know I usually do questions for you, so I thought of one, and I have an answer to this question myself. What was the favorite gift that you either got or gave this holiday season?
Favorite gift that I got or gave this holiday season? I didn't really wrap it up like a gift, but on Christmas, we actually, as a family, all of us went skiing. So it's when I think about probably my very favorite activity of all time, along with my favorite people, I got to do that on Christmas Day. That was really awesome. I mean, that's an expensive Christmas gift. Skiing out in, Colorado on Christmas Day for a family of 4 and the rentals and all that stuff, it is no joke. So it was a really expensive one. For me, that was my favorite. I'll actually even show you real quick. I just put this up and I just changed this on you see that? Look at my desktop.
Nice.
That's me right there. That's me. Actually, we were skiing with some of our friends, Marty and Linda, that day. Marty took this picture of me heading down a run called Sodbuster up on Aspen Highlands. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So, yeah, I love skiing. I love skiing. I love being in the mountains. So being able to do that with my family on Christmas Day was cool. So what about you?
Your ski level is higher than me. So I don't know that I've told you this yet, but I got us for my birthday. And I don't know, have you ever heard of these? So this is a salt rifle. It literally shoots salt at flies and bugs. It sprays them.
What?
It kills. It's like a fly swatter, but with salt.
Okay.
So it's literally called a salt rifle, right? So, but it is the best gift I've ever seen. My dad has had one of these, and my brother's had one of these for a long time. And with my history of guns, that this is kind of funny in multiple ways. Yeah. But if you're looking for a guy gift to kill the flies, it puts a nice little, it even comes with instructions that tells you have tin foil and you shoot it at 24 inches, you shoot it at 12 inches so you can see what it like the spray,
yeah,
like how the pattern looks. So I did that. I practiced my salt rifle. I had shot it before, but I hadn't done it with the tin foil. It was very entertaining. So I'm looking for years of entertainment at
spring and summertime.
The fire pit, man, we're gonna have that out there by the fire pit, shooting the mosquitoes and
that is super cool. That is super, super cool. Dang, dude.
So instead of a fly swatter over your chips, you rifle and you salt your chips and also kill the fly at the same time. So
is it you have to hit your skin or does it hurt?
It doesn't feel great. So it's not painful. I mean, it's not going to make you cry, but it doesn't feel great. So
that's so cool. That is
it's enough to kill a fly. So
that's a cool gift, dude. I like that. You end up with salt all over your house, though.
So no, we do. I only use it outside. Okay. We don't put it inside.
Man, I'm gonna apologize. I think my internet is just great today. I think we're a little herky-jerky here, but what we do. Okay, should we switch? Let's go to some accounting topics. You ready? Yep. I thought I'd go with something that's been kind of pretty top of mind for us at Acuity lately, and that's been workflow. like we're in the midst of really looking at our workflow tools. I think as we get bigger and bigger, it just gets more complex, and we have more people working on clients. And so I think we've really trying to figure out how we level up on workflow. And so we're working with, I'd be open with it. We're working with the guys at Carbon right now. We're looking at a tool called Teamwork, but we're really going to try to figure out how we level up this next year and which of, these companies can help us do that. But I guess going back, let me just go back into workflow, right? So I think we think of tools like that, but like workflow's always been around or absent. And I guess I would ask you, if you think back to your first job, not accounting job, your first job, did you have like, I don't know what it was, but like, did you have instructions of like what to do each day or how to do things? Or you just kind of have to like, was there workflow, I guess is the question.
Well, I mean, I was a bagger at a grocery store for my first job. So that one, I had to do training. We had to know
the workflow, right?
You had to know what to do in paper and plastic and did the full training and all kinds of stuff. So there was a little bit of workflow there, how to bag and stuff like that and what to put with what. There was a little bit of instruction. Wasn't crazy out, I guess. After that, when you get into accounting, all the work programs we had at Anderson.
Get to that. Yeah, I was going to get to that. Since
they were just silly, right? How descriptive they were.
Yeah, I mean, I remember my first job. I was working at a golf course, like picking up range balls, and like it was basically it told you what to go and do, but there was no like instructions. Like it was super fun. It was complete chaos. Like it was just, you just kind of learned from it. There were no rules. So I don't know. It's interesting kind of dynamic of like, I'm sure we were incredibly inefficient, but we just had a ton of fun just because there were like no rules. But we weren't really in a job that needed to have like a high degree of efficiency anyway. But yeah, I was going to transition next to your head was following where mine was goes is, man, you and I both started at Arthur Andersen right out of college. Like that was our first real job, right? You want to talk about like workflow, dude, the old Arthur Andersen work papers. Like, I mean, you still remember them, right?
Yeah. C's cash. Yeah. Whatever.
C cash? A was cash.
A is cash.
Dude.
Oh, C was cash at EY. Sorry.
Well, A. Oh, that's true. You had multiple firms there. I guess like what was when you first saw a work program at Arthur Andersen? Like, what was what was the thought? I mean, did you feel like good? Like, hey, at least they're telling me how to do my job, so I don't know what I'm doing, or was it like this is the dumbest thing ever? Like, or did it change?
I was terribly anti-establishment when I was starting out. I know that's hard for you to believe.
Can't imagine.
So every job they told me to look at last year's work papers. And my biggest problem is I just hate looking at last year when I'm doing, I hated looking at a program or last year. Accounting's always just been logical to me. So I feel like I know, like I understand it, like, and I would do what I was logical to me. So I got a lot of what my wife calls kindergartner report cards on my evaluations that year. Matthew needs to know that other people have opinions that are as valuable as his. And he needs to work well with others. And he needs to understand that other people have input that is valuable, like that kind of stuff.
You and I were so opposite. It's so funny, like how many things were so alike. And I mean, literally our first jobs were the same first job. I was so different. Like, I was like, thank goodness there's something telling me what to do. There's an example, because I'm like, auditing didn't even make sense to me when I was in college. I'm like, I don't understand this at all. So, I mean, I think, and here's what the difference probably was. I remember, like, they used to have those evaluations, and they would occasionally, if you could get someone to tell you where you ranked in your class, because, they used to rank order all the staff in public accounting. They wouldn't tell you necessarily, they weren't supposed to. I was way high as a staff person. It's you way low. But because, like, all I did was, crack jokes, have fun with everybody. But I followed that work program. I didn't know what I was doing. but I followed the work program. I
Yeah,
didn't like it,
I was always trying to find a better way to do it. And
but was you. Yeah,
just like, they're like, it's cash. Just do it. I'm like, I hate cash.
oh, the old work paper. I remember when it started moving when I was there into more. What do you remember the years of the business audit? They were trying to kind of do electronic work papers and like they're trying to get you more off of like the whole beat up the balance sheet and like let's go in and interview about processes and controls.
Yeah.
Man, we had such. I remember that for a couple reasons. One, like we had these massive like routers and things you try to take out to a client site, and it was like super weird technology. You were just cords everywhere. One of ours caught on fire on a client once. It was just a mess, like this whole thing. No one really knew what we were doing. I remember was being a young staff person, and I remember like, oh, okay, well, this is what my new job is. I have to do this business audit thing. The people that hated it most were the partners. I remember going in and trying to get things reviewed by partners, and they were so upset if it wasn't the old way and you had it this new way, this whole business audit. Like that was my first experience with workflow. And I'm like, wait, the people above me hate this. Like I'm just doing it to my job, but the people above me like really hate this.
No, that's funny.
I do think there's that kind of love-hate, with workflow. I mean, I guess, do you have any good examples of where workflow is like, all right, that was a kick-ass workflow and that really, really helped? Or were you always just rebelling? Or I guess, did you ever build any of your own that you're like, that's the way to do it?
I mean, I'm sure, there's examples of, people that have made it work. I've never liked being in jobs that required it. I'm the worst in that respect, which makes me a tough person to lead the charge on workflow usually.
Yeah. Don't worry. We don't have you leading the charge on it this time around.
I know.
Neither one of us, right?
Yeah.
Like, which is good. I will say that when I remember my very first controller job out of public accounting, like it was just an eye-opening. I didn't really, one more job I didn't really know what to do. I knew conceptually. And the thing that made sense to me though was I knew I had a due date of when the financials had to be reviewed by the CFO. And to me, I'm like, all right, I think that's my job is I just have to figure out a way to like make sure I always hit that. Otherwise I'm going to be in trouble.
Right.
And I do remember going, okay, if I can just figure that out, like, I don't know what, I'd never even done journal entries before. You don't do those in public accounting, or you don't go into an accounting system or anything in public. So I had to rely on people, but I remember building out this, and I had an Outlook calendar that built all these steps. It was probably like an earlier version of like, I shouldn't say Flowcast, those guys over there would be like, no way, it wasn't that. But it was kind of like that where I'm like, I had to know some way, like, am I going to get in trouble or are we going to be good? That's all I'm just trying to figure out. But I remember that one, like I was relentless on that workflow with my team because I didn't know any other way to get all these moving parts to get it to like, I got one job. Yeah. That is deliver a set of, timely and accurate financials by the 7th business day of the month or whatever. Like, that's it. That's all my job was.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it, but I'm like, at least it kept me compliant. I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening with us. I think as we grow though, we just have to get better workflow.
Well, I mean, the thing about workflow means consistency, right? So if you're trying to get in a professional services firm, if you're trying to be more consistent, you have to rely on some kind of workflow system that's easy to use, that's, works, that helps people do their job, that's not obtrusive. Like, it's just a hard thing to do.
Well, and it's really hard and more necessary as you add more people. Yeah, that consistency. How do you make sure the work's consistent and not dependent on the individual team member? And then how often now do we have work that multiple team members are on and their work has dependencies? Like they're waiting to work on a tax return, or is the close done so I can go and load the results into the financial model, right? Or present it to people. So there's so many dependencies, and it'd be just nice if people could go and know where people are at without having to ask, oh, let me go call up the bookkeeper or controller or whoever else. Like, no, you can actually see it and you know where everyone's at. So we'll see. It'll be an interesting challenge for us coming up this quarter. But that's what I had today, man. I had Vegas, you losing weight because you were sick, and workflow. What else you got? Anything else?
Dude, I got my assault rifle. So
The assault rifle won the day.
assault rifle, like that's gonna be, people are gonna be Googling this all the time. I can't remember what the name of it is. There's like a name for it. Oh, bug assault. So BUGASALT. So if you want to Google that, bug assault, it's just an amusing gift. So
Those are the best kind. Those are the best kind.
Everybody needs an assault rifle. Everybody needs assault rifle. So.
A bug assault rifle.
Bug assault rifle.
So well, cool. Our goal this year is for us to be putting these out hopefully every Wednesday coming up. So hopefully folks who are interested can see this. And again, we're filming them on the Friday before, so we'll see if we can get a few of our friends to join us and break up some of this and add to the shenanigans. But feel free to subscribe, send us some messages, let us know what you think, or any other recommendations of things you want us to talk about, questions about how the crazy things that Matthew and I do and the rest of our team does at Acuity. We'd love to come on here and just share them with you. So let us know.
Yeah, and if you have any ideas on workflow, reach out. We're right now. So.
Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.
Thanks.